It's your real fake news update, not brought to you by Pfizer. Let's look at the situation going on right now, the escalation of Iran and Israel. And of course, Israel trying to get the U.S. to not just write the check for this one, but actually actively engage in the war as we get closer to World War III. Well, let's see how Fox News is covering this escalation, considering I'm sure they're going to, since their side, whatever, Trump, that team, probably want to have an honest take on this, since it's Trump that's kind of in the middle of this pressure by Netanyahu, right? Pressure by half of his base. His base seems to be turning against him, or at least half of it is. So I'm sure Fox will give an equal coverage and kind of assess what's going on. Why are we being pushed for something when we know for a fact that Iran is not actually close to nuclear weapons? We know that for a fact. That's already been determined. So, okay, Fox, go ahead. Give us your alert, your red alert for today. Here we go.
Satellite images revealing the location of a previously unknown Iranian nuclear site. Now, the facility spans nearly 2,500 acres. And this is a big discovery. Jillian Turner has more from the State Department. Good morning, Jillian.
Pretty explosive, Dana. These satellite images that we have obtained exclusively show the alleged site location and even the layout of the secret, previously unknown nuclear weapons facilities inside Iran. This, of course, raises fresh concerns about the regime's role in these ongoing nuclear talks with the Trump administration. The National Council of Resistance of Iran has collected intelligence from sources on the ground inside Iran that locate this nuclear weapons facility in what is called Semnan province, far from the regime's already known nuclear sites. It's codenamed the Rainbow Site by Iran's officials, and it spans nearly 2,500 acres. It's been operating as far as we can discern.
Oh, my God. Wow. It's a good thing they did their investigation so they could tell us that, never mind that Tulsi Gabbard, the head of our national security, director of our national security intelligence agency, never mind that she put this out less than 90 days ago. United States intelligence community continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. Okay, so if that was a lie, we would have seen pushback on it back then, within the first few weeks, I would imagine. But no, that was legit. Nobody challenged it then. Trump certainly didn't challenge it then. Well, I'm sure that if somebody asked Trump a question, an actual question about this, he might have a intelligent answer about it. I would hope that he could at least come up with some sort of maneuver about why this has changed, since this wasn't yesterday. I mean, let's be fair. This was several weeks ago, just under 3 months. Apparently that's the marker of March 26th. So we're under our 3-month mark, but that's only that's several weeks. Let's see what he comes up with of how he's going to spin it to make it look like that they're all aligned and everybody's in a room together. They're all, completely on the same page. Okay, leader of the free world, tell us how you guys all are aligned on this right now.
How close do you personally think that they were to getting one? Because Tulsi Gabbard testified in March that the intelligence community said Iran wasn't building a nuclear weapon.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having it.
I don't care what she said. I'm telling you, they're very close to having one. Oh boy. Not good. Well, that was probably the worst attempt at maneuvering this to look like they're on the same page. That just basically is telling us that they don't communicate. He doesn't give a crap about what Tulsi reported. So there is a massive problem here inside the Trump team. And again, you guys can, those that are still on board with this 60-70 chess, I'm not exactly sure how giving up your queen is a great chess move, because that's what that's almost equivalent to, or just giving up a bishop or a knight for no reason. All you had to do was say, this has been developments have happened since. So that was accurate at the time. Now it's not. So you could have lied and said that, but you didn't. And now we have Netanyahu doing his rounds, not just going on Fox and scaring the crap out of the Fox audience, going on ABC too. He's making his rounds on every network. Here's a little piece of him telling us, strong-arming us, that we have to get their back. We have to do this.
Tomorrow it's New York. I understand America first. I don't understand America dead. That's what these people want. They chant death to America. So we're doing something that is in the service of mankind, of humanity, and it's a battle of good against evil. America should and does stand with the good. That's what President Trump is doing, and I deeply appreciate his support.
I mean, it's very confusing, guys. I don't understand why they couldn't have come up with a better lie here. I think they're playing us for fools to a point where they can't even coordinate this well. Like, if you're gonna try and trick us into yet another regime change war, another we have 7 wars to do in 5 years, as General Wesley Clark told us back in 2014 on the Amy Goodman show, Democracy Now! He sat on the stage in front of a live audience and told us, we have top-down orders. We have to do 7 wars in 5 years. Some of those didn't work out, but we circled back. Well, let's just go over the list so you guys know. It was Iraq, Afghanistan. We had to do Syria. We'll come back to that one. Yemen, Libya. This one is Iran is the 7th. Iran is the 7th. So don't forget, we have this Gaza Palestine annihilation, genocide, Holocaust happening in real time, that we are funding that as well. But Syria was the one we had to come back around to, and now Iran is the last one. Let's just just so you guys understand how the news cycle works when it comes to pushing Netanyahu's words, because he's been doing this for years. This is CNN trying to sell us, just to remind you guys, back in 2017, why we have to take out Assad in Syria. Didn't work the first time. We came back and did it last year, and we did it pretty quickly. So we always circle back and do it. We don't, even if we don't get it, we come back and we'll try it again. But this is the first attempt, and this is the crappy ass theater they tried to pull off. It was Charissa Ward, who still works for CNN. She should have been fired and prosecuted for this crap, where she's sniffing a backpack and telling us that she smells deadly chemicals, so it checks out. Remember this?
And there's definitely something that stings.
Yeah, because that's how chemicals that are designed to kill you, they stink. So there's that we know that's how it works. Chemical warfare, because Assad was chemically attacking his own people. Well, good thing Charissa Ward went in there and smelled it for herself, and she could tell us, oh yeah, this is deadly. Oh yeah. And you know, not to spoil alert, but she didn't die. They wouldn't have had her do that. I mean, you guys, come on, you guys know. So so we're going through this yet again. And I'm telling you, the fact that they're not even trying to look coordinated, the fact that Trump tweets out that we had nothing to do with the attack Israel did, the sneak attack on Iran, where they took out the negotiators that were supposed to be negotiating with Trump Sunday. He had a meeting set with the negotiators, the head negotiators in Iran, set for this Sunday, 2 days ago. And what happened? They were murdered. So now there's no negotiation. Trump said, oh, I had nothing to do with that. Oh, no, we had to do some damage control. Oh, no, never mind that. Everybody came to bat for him. Fox News, CNN, who's supposed to hate Trump. They're supposed to say Trump sucks. Trump doesn't know what he's doing. He's a fascist dictator. He's a racist. But they immediately got him in line and said, no, no, no. He knew it was happening the whole time. And now we have Netanyahu on ABC telling us, oh, yeah, Trump's doing a great job with his little bait and switch. We like that. We like him lying and then pretending and then not. And then so that's the game plan. And we're supposed to buy this crap. But the difference between now and before, when we're talking about the other wars that Netanyahu tried to sell us on and succeeded. He succeeded at doing that about Iraq and Afghanistan. He succeeded at doing that about Libya. Oh, we got to take out Gaddafi. Go in there and do it. Why? Because he wanted to have a different currency than the petrodollar. So let's call him a dictator and take him out. Hillary Clinton still brags about that today. So we fall for this every single time. The problem now is there's new ways to trick us. We saw this on our Twitter feed this morning. This is insane. Now, look, people immediately are going to say, oh, why are people sharing that? It's fake. That's the point. They can manufacture consent with fake AI videos. They don't even have to invest in the real thing. All they have to do is put the AI together and you get this. This is scary, guys. This is scary. Because again, I know some people immediately go, why are you people sharing that? Trying to make us think that New York had these floater missile presentation going down the streets, telling us Iran is your problem too. And it didn't actually happen. So nothing to see here. No, it did happen on AI. It's all over social media and it's sending you this messaging. It's going into people's feeds. And you see the people walking by like nothing happened. It's really, really showing you that there's manufactured consent. There's no uproar. People are going about their lives. It's very crafty and very, very scary that they can play with people's emotions, and they can do it in a way that doesn't even, it's very cost effective because they don't even have to put production value into actually doing the thing in the actual street. They can just do this online. And of note, it is interesting that they chose to use Arabic writing on the side of the missile presentation and not Farsi, even though we know that people in Iran speak Farsi, not Arabic, but they don't give a shit. They just wanted to do it the way they wanted to do it. So let me remind you how bad the mainstream media is at elevating the messages every time Netanyahu comes to DC, getting the red carpet treatment, telling us who to evade next, who to write the check for, who to put American lives at risk for. Let's be reminded of how they back this up every single time. This has been happening our whole lives. Here we go.
On about 12 months to enrich enough nuclear material for a single nuclear weapon.
United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken is warning that Iran is potentially just months away or less from nuclear breakpoint.
Iran is 2 months away from a nuclear weapon, and it's a victory to get them 1 year away?
Iran could be less than a month away from building a nuclear weapon.
Netanyahu has made 2 tough-talking TV appearances, saying that Iran is just months away from making a nuclear bomb.
What is important to understand is that you have to dismantle the entire terror empire, and especially before its main practitioners, the terror states of Iran and Iraq, acquire nuclear weapons. And this, I think, has been a wake-up call from hell. It is telling us you have the power now to act.
Look, I know we say this all the time. These are not journalists. These are propagandists. It's one thing for, DC, for Congress to put the red carpet down and the standing ovations for this psychopath. But, and in a weird way, we almost excuse it because we know they're politicians and we know they are in the pockets of lobbyists, particularly AIPAC, and we know this, and their job is to work against us. It's actually easier for us to accept that. Even though there's a lot of candidates we've given money and votes and time and energy and our lives to, our hearts and our souls, and we've cried over Bernie and as bad as that is, we can accept that because that's politics. The part that's hard to accept is that these news networks that call these guys journalists, that go on these anchors, they're not journalists. They're not journalists. They're not journalists. Even if DC is rolling out the red carpet for this guy, the fact that these propagandists, they're also psychopaths. They don't hold an elected office, but they're getting a paycheck from the CIA, from Pfizer, whoever is supporting, promoting their network. They're given their talking points, and they have to have Netanyahu come on and pretend that he is looking out for our interests, and their conversations are the most dangerous conversations. You want to talk about misinformation, disinformation. Those conversations are the absolute worst. They're far worse than what the politicians are doing in DC, because we should know what the politicians are doing in DC. There are still people turning on the TV and thinking that these are honest discussions happening with Netanyahu. He should be banned from coming on. And again, I'm not for censorship, but I'm saying you don't get to come on our airways and lie to us unless the journalists can be journalists and push back on your psycho ass. But we know that they won't do that because that's not their job. So again, let me revise. He shouldn't be banned to come on, but the networks should know that when they bring him on, we should know as a people that they're just putting up theater and they're lying to us and they're wasting their effing time, and we should just boycott. We should just boycott. They can have the conversation all they want because we're not for censorship. So go ahead, yap all day with Netanyahu on your shitty networks. But we, the people, know better. And that is your real fake news update. Not brought to you by Pfizer.